Hey, I am here. Let's see, let me flip you around. Hey guys! So I'm looking like a hot mess today. It's the day after, well, it's New Year's still because we're on the first day of the new year. So, I got all done up yesterday and I decided that I was not going to get done up today and I'm just going to chill. So I'm just chilling today. I didn't really put any makeup on, so yeah, kind of looking rather masculine today. All right. So I am doing this video and I am calling it Nina's Voodoo Dolls because I'm going to teach you guys how to work with my dolls, how to consecrate my dolls, how to bless my dolls, how to start working with them, how to care for them. And this is just, hey Renee, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I woke up a little bit hungover, but I'm good. I'm okay. Hi Trini. Um, so I called this video Nina's Voodoo Dolls because I don't want this to get mixed up with how other people might, tell you how to use their dolls. Everybody has their own way of doing things, and even if this way doesn't resonate with you, or you, choose to do something else, or whatever you feel called to do, you do not have to do it this way. This is just how I do it, and since we're in the new year, we're at the first day of the new year. I thought it would be good to go ahead and cleanse my Yemaya and consecrate her again because we're going into a new year. This is not something that you have to do all the time. You do not have to do this once a month. If you choose to, you can do it once a year. And yeah, like I said, this is a video only talking about my dolls. If you get your doll from somebody else and they tell you to do a different way of cleansing, or not to even consecrate, or whatever, like, everybody has their own way. So I just want to put this out there that my way is not the way that all dolls are to be worked with, or all dolls are to be cleansed or consecrated. This is just how I do my thing, and I had this video was actually upon request because I did have a good amount of my dolls being sold within the last couple of weeks, and this video was requested by customers that they wanted to know how I work with my dolls and how I cleanse them and how I consecrate them and how to care for them. One of the most important things that I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know before you guys think about purchasing one of my dolls. This right here, this is my doll. This one is my Yemaya doll. Before you guys think about purchasing one of my dolls, if you guys have, if you guys were thinking about getting one for me, or if you guys have one on the way, or if you guys have already received your dolls, one thing to keep in mind is that these dolls are a responsibility. Just like I did in my video yesterday when I did a lodestone video on my channel. If you guys haven't checked that out, go ahead and check that out. It's on my Nina Soul channel. But like I did that video yesterday, you want to okay. Your dolls are a responsibility, just like your lodestones are a responsibility. These are spirits. These are not playthings. These are not toys. These are not collector's items. When you get one of these, this is taking on a responsibility. You now, if you have 3 children, you now have 4. Or you now have 3, or if you don't have kids at all, well, you now have 1, because this is a spirit that you're going to have to take care of for the rest of your life. And after, I don't like to throw this out there, but You do have to make plans for these once, you know, if something was ever to happen to you, you know, universe forbid. But, you know, if you are planning to be buried, these dolls have to go with you. If you're planning on being cremated, this doll has to go with you. Or you would find spiritual parents or godparents, however you want to call them, to take the doll after you pass. You would pick somebody who you know is going to be responsible, who is going to take care of this doll and not mistreat her, or not just, you know, put her in a closet somewhere. And if there's nobody in your family that you trust enough to take care of her the way you were, then you do need to make plans for her to go with you when it is your time that you're going. Um, it's a responsibility. These are not just for fun. These are not for playing around. These are actual spirits that you're bringing into your home. Just like your Rose of Jericho. Your Rose of Jericho is an actual living spirit. These are living spirits. So when you place your order for your doll, first thing you're going to want is you're going to want to make sure that you have a plan of where you're gonna put her. You're gonna have an area if you're gonna put her on your altar where my Yemaya stays. You guys seen when I did my tour on my channel. My Yemaya, she stays on my altar, so she's at the head of my altar. She's right in the center. So I had already had planned where I was gonna put her when I was making her. But in your case, when you guys order a doll from me, you guys want to make sure that you have already planned where you're going to put her. And, you know, you have your area set up, because when she gets there, you do not want to leave her just, you know, you don't want to just leave her anywhere, like on your kitchen table, or, you know, you don't want to stuff her under your bed or anything like that. That's the other thing, too, is that when you have company, if you don't want your company to see your doll, say they wouldn't understand, or you just don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, or whatever the case may be. You want to make sure that you respectfully cover her up. If you have a piece of material, I recommend using like a black material. You would go ahead and cover her. You could bundle her up, and you could put her, say, in your bed or somewhere where she can rest. You don't want to just throw her in the closet, you know, like she's some type of, you know, I don't know, some type of bad secret or something like that. You don't want to just shove her in there, because they're not going to like that. That is not, these spirits deserve respect, especially if you're putting them to work for you, or if you're working with them to help you in some way. You want to treat them as if they are your family. And you would never do that to a family member, so they do not expect for you to do that to them. Another thing is that you do have to give them offerings, and depending on what deity they represent, or what spirit they represent, or if they're representation of yourself, which you know, I do dolls that are for self-help. For basically, they're a representation of yourself. So anything that you're needing to work with on you for yourself, you would use that doll to represent you. So when you are doing an offering, you could use, oh, I got it really smoky over there. You could use anything of what it is that you say you like to eat a certain kind of food, or you like certain kinds of drinks, or you like wine, or you like, you know, whatever it is. You would use offerings that you like to offer your self-help doll. And the self-help dolls, they are just like the voodoo dolls. They look exactly like voodoo dolls. The only thing that makes them different is that, like this right here, Yemaya, she is to represent my goddess, my deity. So her colors and what she's made of, and her, you know, everything that I put with her, she's not a representation of me at all. This is a representation of my goddess. So instead of having a statue, This is my statue right here. This is my deity. This is my Yemaya. And you know, so yeah, my offerings to her are anything that has to do with the water or the ocean, or you know, I offer her watermelon or smoked fish, or in this case I have actually incorporated some of the water that I'm going to use to consecrate her. This is water from my oysters that I ate yesterday for New Year's. So I saved the water that I used to rinse off the oysters. I have that water right here because I offered her some of the water. And now I have some of it, so I'm going to consecrate her with it. Hopefully I got kind of all of you guys' questions. I hope. I want to make this very informative, so if you guys ever purchase a doll in the future, or if you guys have one right now, you guys kind of know. So if there's any questions that you guys have, you guys can feel free to ask. They all do have their birthdays. They have the days that they were born, which is the day that they were made. Yemaya, actually, I use her feast day as her birthday. So, you know, that's how I work with her. And on their birthdays or their feast days, you can do a special ceremony, or you could do a ritual, or you could just do something very simple and just light a candle and give an offering to the spirit. It doesn't have to be very complicated. You know, you just want to make sure that you do give her attention, or him, because I do male dolls as well. You want to make sure that you give them attention. You want to make sure that you talk to them, and you would talk to them as you would just anybody else. They, you know, you don't have to rhyme your words, or have a flow of your words, or it doesn't have to be anything, you know, specially thought up, or you know, like rhyming or anything. You know, just the way that you talk to her is the way that you talk to her, or him. You know, you just talk as if you're talking to another human being. That's how you speak with your deity. Always with respect. And I don't know, I think that's about it. I think that's it. Right now, my Yemaya, she doesn't have any needles. Your dolls will come with needles of different colors. Usually I pin them on their hands, or sometimes I will pin them on a strap that goes across their chest. Yemaya doesn't have any needles because I want to actually do something a little bit, I want to do something a little bit different with her needles. I had the idea of making seashell pins. You know, like getting the pins and then putting a seashell at the tip of it, and then painting the seashells different colors depending on the intention that I'm wanting. I had also thought about getting, I think they're called stingray needles, and using those and just painting the tips the different colors, because I want to use something that's going to represent water element. You know, and if you guys get the needles that come with, but if there's ever something else that you feel called to do, if you don't want to use those needles, if you know, want to decorate them in some way, you can do that. So you know, your dolls will be coming with, you know, with their needles, or with their pins. I mean, they will be coming with their pins. And if there's anything that you want to add to them, if you want to add jewelry, you know, dress them up a little bit. Like, you know, I gave her a pearl, it's a pearl necklace. It has blue beads on it. Blue and some gold beads. You okay? Okay. And what? No. No, that's sage that I burned. And right up here, I had attached a starfish, because if you ever see a depiction of Yemaya, she has that star above her head. So I put a starfish right here for her. She has a crow feather in her hand. And this is, I put the crow feather in her hand as a symbol of protection, and also because it's my spirit animal, so I wanted to incorporate that in her. So if there's ever anything that you guys would like to, thank you so much. If there's anything that you guys would ever want to add to her, or to your dolls, or anything like that, you guys can add whatever it is that you would like. If you want to put something on their hand, or attach, maybe if you're wanting to attract money to you, if you're asking for finances, that your money flow be more, and be flowing, and let's see, what's the word that I'm trying to think of? Consistent. If you're wanting your money flow to be consistent, you can actually take a dollar bill, roll it up, and you would pin it to her left hand for receiving. That's the energy that you're wanting to receive. You can pin it to her left hand. Some of the dolls I have made, like a money doll, you would offer her coins, or lodestones, or Rose of Jericho water to drink, or anything that has to do with currency. If you wanted to give her money rice, you guys could put her on a platter. Let's see. I'm like losing my voice for some reason. Too much laughing and fun yesterday, I guess. Okay, so if you ever wanted to have like a certain platter for her, you can put her on a platter, and you could sprinkle money rice around her. Oh, I actually like how this looks. I think I'm gonna put this. You can put money rice around her, if that's something, or whatever it is that you feel called to offer your deity doll, your self-love doll, or your self-help doll. Whatever you feel called to do, allow your intuition. And that's the thing, is that your intuition is going to pick up with these guys. They're going to have a certain way of communicating with you. So when you have a thought of, oh, I want to give her this, or oh, I want to give her that, that's exactly what happened with this crow feather. I had found this feather, and I was like, oh, I'm going to give this to my Yemaya. And I was able to slide it right into her hand. So this is actually inside of her hand. So, let's see. I want to get through all of the questions. If you guys have any questions for me, go ahead and feel free to ask, because I want to get through the questions before I start the consecration. And I'll be showing you guys what I'm all going to use for that. Hopefully I answered everybody's, everything. I think I'm going to need a cough drop. I'm like, oh, raspy. I feel like, yeah, I feel like I pretty much did explain. Oh, your dolls, you're gonna want to cleanse them once you get them, because when I make things, they do go to the shop. People do touch them, look at them, and you want to make sure that you get your doll, and you want to cleanse your doll before you start your consecration or your consecrating. You want to make sure that you cleanse any energy that might have been on them from being at the shop, from being touched, from being looked at. You want to make sure that you cleanse any of that energy. Our shop actually does have really good energy in it, but there's always people that come in and you don't know what they're thinking or what their intentions are, and they could be looking at the doll and like, oh, it's weird, or oh, it's evil, or something like that. These dolls are not evil. That is not the purpose of these. That's the other thing. If you're wanting to use a doll to mess somebody up, or to cause harm to somebody, or to banish somebody, these are not the dolls to do that with. If there is somebody who is harassing you, or bothering you, or hurting you, or being malicious toward you, then you can write their names on a piece of paper, and you can put it underneath your doll, and they will put a stop to it. But these dolls are not to represent anybody that you are wanting to get rid of. That's not what they're for. Okay, hold on, I got a question. Is there certain things they get cleansed with? Trini, that's a really good question. So what I usually like to go with, I usually use sage, but you can use whatever you have on hand. If you have frankincense, you can use frankincense. If you have dragon's blood, you can use dragon's blood. You can use rosemary. You can use whatever it is that you have on hand. Whatever cleansing herb you would like to use is what you can use. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what else you could use to cleanse them. You could use Palo Santo. Whatever it is that you have on hand is, you know, what I'd recommend to use. Don't feel like you have to get something, you know, a certain thing unless you feel like she's asking for something. Then, you know, yeah, go ahead and get something else. But what I'm gonna be using is I'm gonna be using sage. I'll be showing you how I cleanse them, or how I cleanse her. I'll show you guys my way of working with my dolls, as far as the cleansing and the consecrating, so that you will know what to do when you get your doll. Um, but yeah, just pretty much any type of herb that you get a cleansing energy from, whatever that may be. I really like to use sage or Palo Santo or rosemary. Those are my go-tos usually. Um, let's see. Any other questions, you guys? Before I get started, I'll give you like a minute. I didn't want to make this video too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and put her down. And I already had some sage going in my space. I wanted to do this at my altar, but something told me not to, because I usually do more of my personal workings at my altar. And in here, it's like the lighting is, you know, the lighting is good in here, and I already have like an area set up where me and Gilo have our candles going for our deities. So we already have an altar right here at the table. So I figured, well, I'll just do it right here. And you know, I have like nice candles going, I have spells going already, so the energy right here is really good. I'll go ahead and flip you guys around so that you guys can see. Let's see. Well, no, I'm not gonna flip you guys around. I'm gonna bring you guys down this way. All right, please be patient. I gotta get you set up. Okay. Do you have ones for other deities? Actually, at the moment, I only have I want to say I have a Lama Dama left. That is the only doll that I have left right now. The other ones kind of all, they all went like all in within a couple of days. So I'm going to be coming out with other dolls. I do not do these girls custom order, or men, boys. I don't do them custom order. Oh, good question, Trini. Okay, so I don't do them custom order, but if there's a certain doll that you would like to see me make, you can go ahead and like suggest. I take suggestions. So if there's a doll that you would like me to make, you can let me know. Oh, I'd really like to see. Like, I know somebody had mentioned Oya. I had gotten a mention of Hecate, which I've made Hecate dolls already. Lama Dama has been very popular, so I've made Lama Dama dolls. I have made, let's see, what other dolls have I made? I've made a Gaia doll. Oh, it's okay, Desert Siren. I've made a Gaia doll. So I have made other deities. It all depends on what materials I have. I like to use what it is that I have on hand before I go out and start getting more materials, because then I end up with all this like extra stuff, and I really want to use what it is that I have. Oh, how much? Okay, the prosperity doll, can I name her, or is she named already? Trini, that's another good question. I'm so grateful that you're on here and you're watching, because that complete Gilo's on his video game. I think it's messing with my connection. You guys can name your dolls whatever it is that you would like. If it's just a doll to bring in, to protect, or to bring in finances or success or abundance or love, you guys can name your dolls whatever you would like. If it's a self doll, if this is a doll that's meant to help you, You can name your doll. Say if there was a name that you really wished you had that name, you know, like there's a name that you really love that, oh, you know, if I could ever change my name, I would change it to this. You can use that name and name your doll that name if you would like. If that's whatever you want to do, you can do that. The deity dolls are a little bit different. The deity dolls are meant to represent certain deities. So, oh, you would love to see the Hecate doll. Okay, hold on. Let me catch up with your comments. So yeah, Trini, you can name her whatever you would like. Um, let's see. Oh, so the dolls are different prices depending on what I output with them or what they're made of or how much the material costs me to make them. But normally they run around between 65 and 75 is normally what they would run between. And they come with, like I said, they come with their pins. And you guys have this video to ever, replay once you get your dolls if you're wanting to know how it is that you work with them. I was going to do a printout of all of this information and send it with each doll, but I know that there are people such as myself that would prefer to see instead of read, because it helps better to be able to see and learn like that than what it is for you to sit there and read a piece of paper. So that's why I wanted to do this video. I wanted to do this video. Hold on one second. I think it was all the videos I was doing yesterday. I think I'm losing my voice. I wanted to do this video so that you guys will be able to play it over. If you get one of these dolls in the future, or if you're thinking about getting one, that way you can kind of know what it is that, they all entail and how to care for them and everything before you think about purchasing one. So that's the price range for them. Let's see. Would love to see one of the Hecate dolls. Yeah, I actually have a good amount of red material because my sister, everything's red with her. So La Madama has to have red clothes. Hecate has to have red clothes. So I've made my sister quite a few dolls. I think she has like 3 of them now. She has 3 dolls now, I believe. So yeah, and I do think I have some red material, so I could probably go ahead and put a Hecate together because I feel like I have the material to make her right now. And if anything, I'll probably be posting a video of the new dolls I come out with. It'll probably take me a couple of weeks to start working on them, but after this video, I know I'm gonna have to get to work. So I'll go ahead and start working on some dolls. Now I know what to work on. Desert Siren, Desert Siren says I look cute with my hair up. Thank you so much, Desert Siren. It's half up and half down. I didn't want to look too too crazy, so I wanted to do something a little bit. Trini, if you make more dolls, let me know. I will, Trini. I'll definitely let you know. I have your number, girl, so I will text you. Yeah, no problem. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, yesterday I don't know how many videos I did, like maybe 3 or possibly 4. And then, we're laughing. Me and my husband were laughing and talking all loud, and we had the music going, and my mother-in-law actually thought we were having a party up here, but it was just the 2 of us. So, yeah, we had a good time. Thank you guys so much. Desert Siren, I'm going to text you tomorrow with my order. Okay, sounds good, Desert Siren. I got a text from you. I think I got or not a text, was it a message? Might have been a message. So I'm going to be catching up with my messages and everything before I go to bed tonight. I'm also going to be doing a video with my sister a little bit later. I'm supposed to meet her in like an hour on our event page because we're going to be talking about witches ball stuff. So, let's see. Dominic says, learning so much from Noah. Oh, I'm so glad you're watching him, Dominic. Isn't he awesome? He's so sweet. I like watching him too. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started because my candle's starting to wear down, and I need this fire right here to represent my element, my fire element. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what it is I have going on here. Okay. Hopefully I can get this at a good angle. All right. So, no, that's not a good angle. We'll start over here. So what I have done is, you know what? I'm going to have to get up and do it like this. All right. Hold on. I'm going to flip you guys around. Okay, that way you guys can see better. All right, so what I have done is I have taken selenite wands and I have made a grid around my doll. This is not necessary. You don't need this. If you guys have salt, you guys can do a circle of salt around her. You just want a barrier. When you're consecrating a spiritual tool, which is what your deities, your your voodoo dolls or your deity dolls, they are going to become a magical tool. So you want to go ahead and protect them. Hi, Melly. Happy New Year to you. So what I did was I took some selenite and I went around. If you have selenite powder, you can do selenite powder around. You can use salt. You can use dry white rice if you would like. All you're doing is creating a barrier. You're creating a barrier so that negative energy cannot enter in. You want this to be a purified, protected area. So that is really important. Oh, I'm going to have to get a cough drop. Okay. Then what I have done here is I have each element is represented with something right here. So I have a representation for each element right here. I have my Tibetan quartz wand. This is a wand that I made. This is a Tibetan quartz wand. And yes, this is a cinnamon stick. Cinnamon is very protective. It's also very fiery. And the Tibetan quartz is a really good stone. It's a highly spiritual stone. It's helped to make connections with higher realms, with divine energies, and it's a really good stone to work with. So I really like to use this to represent spirit. I use this in my workings too. Very simple, but very effective. Then, right over here, I have, this is that water I was telling you. I washed my oysters, and I got like this, kind of like this water with the oyster sand and everything in there. So I used some of that as an offering to Yemaya. So I had some on her altar. Hey guys, Happy New Year, everyone. So I have some of this on the altar as an offering to her, but I wanted to use some of it for the consecrating. So I'm going to use some of that water. You can use regular water if you have. You can use holy water if you would like. You can use Florida water. You can even use rum if you want. This is just what I'm using to represent the water element. And same with over here. If you don't have a wand, you can use a quartz crystal. You can use, let's see, I really like to use quartz or Tibetan quartz to represent spirit, but whatever you use to represent spirit, please feel free, by all means, to go ahead and use whatever it is that you would use to represent spirit. There's no wrong way in your path. Yes, we are working tonight. And right here I have this candle going to represent the fire element. This is a candle that I borrowed the holder from my Lamadama altar, so this is going to go right back to her after I'm done, and I'm going to go ahead and put a new candle in it for her, for being nice enough to allow me to use it for my consecrating. So she has coffee beans in here, some cornmeal, and different herbs, and flower petals. Then over here I have some sand, and I have sand with some ground up selenite. I'm going to use this as the earth element. So you see there's spirit, water, fire, earth. And then right here I'm going to have some charcoal burning with some herbs that I'm going to go ahead and mix together to represent air. Okay, so I can go ahead and turn you guys around. And if you want, you guys can have music going when you do this, which is usually what I would have. I would have like some Yoruba music going while I'm doing my work. So whatever you guys would want to do, you guys can go ahead and feel free to do that. I'm not gonna do it for this because I am doing the video and I don't want to get a flag for having music in my video. And this way it works better if you guys have any questions. I'm trying to get you guys to a view where you guys can kind of see everything. So I'm sorry for moving you guys around so much. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Elizabeth. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and grind up. I'll do this right here so you guys can see. First, I'm going to get my charcoal disc ready. You guys already know, don't use a full disc. You can use a little half of a disc. Because, like I said yesterday, a little bit goes a long way. If I can get it. Okay, there we go. You want to make sure you use the tongs when you light your disc. See, I'm just going to use a little piece like that. You want to use the tongs when you light a disc. I seen a video the other day that somebody actually was holding the disc with their hand as they were lighting it, and I was just like, oh my god. I was hoping they didn't burn themselves. I was like, oh shit, that does not look good. But she didn't burn herself, so that was a good thing. But yes, you want to always use the tongs. You never want to hold this with your hand because the sparks and everything, this stuff gets really hot really fast. So I'm going to have that burning. Once it turns gray, that's when it's ready to go ahead and put your herbs on. So the herbs that I'm going to be using to do the consecrating for my yamaya, I'm going to use, I have some dried up roses from Valentine's Day of 2017 for my husband. He had gotten me some roses. If you guys ever get roses or any type of flowers, make sure you dry them out. Make sure you put like a little tag on them so that you can remember when you got them and who had given them to you. So if you're trying to incorporate, for example, I'm incorporating love and nurturing because that is what Yamaya represents. Yamaya represents nurturing. She's the mother goddess. So I want to use some herbs that are going to represent her energies. And, you know, you can go ahead and switch this up however you'd like. If you have a doll to represent prosperity, you can use mint. You can use dill. Dill is a really good herb to represent financial success and abundance. I'm trying to think of stuff that you can get at the grocery store. Dragon's blood is really good too for financial success. So if you have dragon's blood resin, you could throw that in there. So what I did was I put rose petals, lavender bud, and this is chamomile. I'm running low on a lot of stuff. I'm going to have to go to the shop and get some. So I just did little pinches of everything. You don't have to do a whole lot. And then I'm going to go ahead and grind that up. You want to put your intentions into it while you're grinding it. So I'm putting intentions of love, of nurturing, of mothering energies, protection, gentleness, warmth, security, protection. Everything that you feel, the energy that you get from your mother is all the energy that you're wanting to put in here. And if it's a doll for finances, you would be thinking prosperity, abundance, success. If it's a deity that you're getting for protection, you're thinking, you know, protection, defense, back to sender. If any negative energy is coming at you, send it back. So you would mix your herbs according to the energies of your doll. I'm just going to set that to the side over here because we're not there yet. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and light some sage. I love that I have this big cauldron because I can use this cauldron to, like right now I have charcoal, like that charcoal is going in there. Oh. That charcoal's going in there, but I also have room to go ahead and have some sage burning in one side. Okay, so when you're cleansing your doll, you want to hold her like a child, like a baby. You're going to allow the smoke to completely go all over her. And then in your head, you're repeating, I'm cleansing and removing all negative energies. You are now refreshed, renewed. And that's how you would go ahead and cleanse. Then you can put that cauldron back over here for when you're going to use your air element. So what I'm going to do, because I like to start clockwise, and I always like to start with the water element. But if your deity is a fire element, you can start with the fire element first. If your deity is more of an earth element, an earth energy, you can start with earth. If it's more of an air energy, you can start with air and go around in a circle. I like to start right here, going clockwise because I'm bringing in energies. You want to go clockwise. If you were going to repel something, you would go counterclockwise. But for this, I'm coming clockwise because I'm consecrating. So basically what you're going to do is you're just baptizing using the elements. So for this, what I'm doing is I'm taking some of the water. See? Taking some of the water, I'm splashing her. And in your head, you can say, I consecrate you using the water element. Let your energy flow like water. Then you would go ahead and you want to be very careful when you do this because these are made with Spanish moss and with rose stems. Their bodies are made with rose stems. Their whole, everything that they're made of, their insides is all natural items. It's all natural stuff. So you don't want to get too close to this flame because you can start her on fire, and that would not be a good thing. So you want to be very careful, and you want to go ahead and don't go too close. You do not have to go very close. You want to keep your hand between the flame and your doll so you can feel how hot it is. You don't want to put her right on top of the flame. You want to keep your hand right above it where you feel that warm feeling. That's close enough. You don't have to get very close. And with the flame, I'm saying I bring you light energy, fire element, connection with fire, protection. You are full of light. Hopefully you guys can see how I'm going to push this in a little bit further so you guys can see how I'm doing this. So you want to go above and holding her like a baby the whole time. You never want to like hold them disrespectfully. You always want to have lots of respect for your magical tools. You want to get front and back. And in your head, you can keep saying, you know, if you can only think of a couple words, you can keep repeating it in your head because the element is already going to do what it does. So if you can't think of the words, if the words don't come to you very quickly, don't get discouraged with yourself. Don't feel like you're not doing it right, and don't feel like it's not powerful enough because the element itself is very powerful. So you don't even have to say words. If you can't come up with words, you're using the energy. The energy is going to do what it does, and you already, you know, started putting into work just by forming your grid and everything like that. So don't feel like oh, I'm not saying enough, or oh, I can't think of more things to say. You don't have to. Don't feel that way. Don't criticize your work. Don't critique yourself. Okay. Now we're going to do earth. And if you just want to use dirt, you can use just dirt. You can use, I'm using sand because she's a water goddess. And I want to keep things to represent what I feel would go with her, what I feel drawn to using. So if you want to use dirt, you can use dirt. If you have a prosperity doll, I recommend going to a bank and getting some bank dirt to use in your consecrating. You can use, let's see, if it's like a Hecate doll, you can use graveyard dirt if you would like. If you want to use something like that, whatever it is that you're wanting to use. If you have a Gaia doll, you can use dirt you pick up from the forest. You can use whatever kind of earth representation you would like. You know, just use, you know, whatever it is that you can get your hands on. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pour this into my hand. And I'm going to sprinkle it above her. And I'm going to say, I consecrate you with the earth element. You are of earth. Okay. And we're going to go ahead, and my charcoal disc is very nice already. It's already gray. So I'm just going to bring this in a little bit more so you guys can see what I'm doing. That way I'm not out of frame. So you get that nice smoke coming off of that. Oh, Armani like how that smells. He's like... Then you're going to run her through the smoke. And you're going to say, I consecrate you with the air element. You are of air. Very gentle, just like you would a baby. And you can go through each element. You can take however long you want to take. You know, there's no certain amount of time that you have to run them through. You can do however long you want, however long you want to spend doing this, you can do it. You always want to make sure you get the feet. You're already getting the top of the head when you're running them through on their back, but you want to make sure you get their feet at their base. Okay. Alright. And now spirit element. You can take whatever it is that you're wanting to use. If you have a crystal that you're wanting to use, or you have a wand, whatever it is that you're wanting to use, whatever you feel represents spirit to you. And what I like to do is I like to run it above their head in a clockwise motion. You're not going to be able to see that because it's out of frame and I can't take her out of circle. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to go above the head and you're going to go in a clockwise motion. And you're going to say, you are of the spirit element. I consecrate you with spirit. You can go at the feet. Very simple. You know, you go through each element. I consecrate you with water element. You are of the water. I consecrate you of the fire element. You are of the fire. I consecrate you with the air, with the earth element. You are of the earth. I consecrate you with the air element. You are of the air. I consecrate you with the spirit element. You are of the spirit. Very simple. And then this is going to be the other part where you, so now she's consecrated. She's been cleansed. She's been consecrated. Now what you're going to do is you're going to, you have to focus into her eyes. And this is you connecting yourself with your deity, if this is a deity doll or if this is a self-help doll, you want to stare into the eyes, you want to gaze into the eyes, you want to introduce yourself. You want to welcome that spirit into your home and into you and to be a part of your life as you are going to be a part of hers. So you want to make sure you look into her eyes, make eye contact with her. You don't have to say nothing out loud. You can think it all in your head. You can telepathically communicate to your doll. You do not need words. And you almost want to kind of stare. Okay. So all I did was I welcomed her into my life. I invited her into my home. I told her who I was, what I'm here for, what I'm asking of her. And that's all you have to do. It's very simple. You know, so building that connection with her. And if you can do this staring, where you gaze into her eyes, if you can do this maybe once a week, if you have the chance, you know, if you're wanting to meditate, but you don't know really how to meditate, stare into your deity's eyes. That is meditation right there. Just completely focus on them. Focus into their eyes. Communicate what it is that you're needing. And when you're meditating and you're doing this, you're gazing into her eyes. There's going to be certain messages that come into your head. If you're going through very traumatic things in your life right now, speak to her using your mind, and you'll get messages from her. You'll get knowings from her. You might even get signs. If you want to use cards to communicate with her, you can use cards. If you want to use a pendulum to communicate with her, you can use a pendulum. Whatever it is that you're wanting to communicate with her. And when you petition her for anything, what I do is, you don't take the pins and stab them into your doll. You don't do that. You write your petition on a piece of paper. You can use parchment paper or you can use brown paper. You would write your petition on the piece of paper, fold it up, and pin it to wherever you're needing it. So if you're needing healing of the heart, say you just lost somebody very close to you, you lost somebody that passed away, or maybe it's even a relationship that's no longer going on anymore. Maybe you had a breakup and you're taking it very hard. Write what it is that you're needing on the piece of paper. I need healing. I need to heal from this. I need to be able to move on. Write what it is that you're needing, fold it, and pin it to her chest. Don't stab it in. You want to pin it to, there's lots of fabric. When you guys get one of these dolls, there's lots of fabric on her. So wherever you're needing to pin it, if you're needing to pin it to her heart, there is ribbon that goes across, and that's what you're going to pin your little piece of paper to. You would pin it to her heart. And once you start having this strength and you start healing from this, and you're like, okay, I'm okay, I feel like I'm okay, I feel like she has helped me already, you can go ahead and take the pin out, which if it's the heart, I would use, if it's anything to do with love or anything, I would use the red pin. And you guys are going to get the pins, and she's going to have a little note attached to her hand with the colors and what the colors mean. I don't like to send anybody off with something that they don't know how to use or what the meaning or symbolism is. So I will send you guys the information for each pin color, what the pin colors represent, and those are going to be the pin colors that you're going to use. And you can use you can use the red wherever it is that you're feeling you're needing that love energy, or the green for prosperity and money and luck. And for the green, I would usually pin it over here on her left hand to receive, to bring in. So say you got a bill and you don't know how you're going to pay this bill. Things were really tight, especially getting out of the holidays. Things are tight right now. Everybody just had to go Christmas shopping, and you have family over and you got to feed everybody, and all of these things going on, and now you have this bill that you have to pay and you don't know how you're going to pay it. So you could take the bill, or if you get your bills on your email, you can just write the amount of the bill, the business name. So for us over here, say it was like a Comcast bill or something like that, or an internet bill. You can write internet bill, and you can write the amount of money you're needing, fold it up and pin it to her left hand. This is what I'm needing. And you would tell her, bring this to me, bring me the opportunity to be able to make this amount that I need, because this is what I need to come to me. And once that happens, say you get some extra hours at work, or you get a bonus, or you get a raise, or whatever the case may be, or somebody just gifts you with money, or your husband or your wife is like, oh, I have this extra money, here, go pay that bill. That is the universe bringing that to you. That is your deity helping you to get what it is that you're asking for. So then what you would do is, after it manifests itself, you would unpin it, and you would go ahead and burn your petition or your affirmation. You would burn it, and then you would release the ashes out into the air, blow them out outside. Have your ashes in your hand and blow them like that to the air or to the wind, or let the wind carry them off. And that is you giving that back to the universe. And after that, then you would go ahead and thank her. You would thank her with some water or some coffee, or you know, my Yemaya, she likes Bacardi, so I give her rum all the time. You can give let's see. I know my sister, she uses garlic. She offers her doll garlic a lot because she has the Hecate doll. So she likes to give offerings of garlic to her Hecate doll. Whatever it is that your deity enjoys, that you know that your deity likes, or if this is a self-love doll or a self-help doll, you can offer her whatever it is that you enjoy. You know, she's just a representation of you. But your deity, you would go ahead and give her whatever it is that she likes. What you can also do is you can feel where her chest is. Like when I was doing this eye contact with her, and I forgot to tell you guys this, I was picturing her having a beating heart. So what you can do is you can move your hand back and forth like this, like you're giving her a heart, you're giving her energy, you're giving her life. Some people will actually take some of their own air and blow it into the mouth, like where the mouth would be at. I don't do that because I feel like when I do that, I'm giving my own energy or giving my own life force energy, which I don't do. So what I'll do is I'll picture universal energy, and I'll channel that energy, and I'll use that energy to give her a heartbeat, giving her life. You know, so I know there are people out there that say, you know, blow into the mouth. I don't do that, but if you feel like you want to do that, then you can. I personally don't, because for me, I feel like blowing air is like giving a part of my life, which I don't want to do. So I channel universal energy a lot, because universal energy is constantly flowing. It's never ending. And I don't know, that's how I do it, but you can do it whatever way you want. Like I said, there's no wrong way when it comes to your practice. You do what you feel called to do or what you feel drawn to do. Let's see, I think that's it. I'll go ahead and read you guys' comments now. Let me get the phone. Alright. Okay. Let's see. Hold on, let me catch up. Oh, Elizabeth, thank you so much. She said that my doll is pretty. Desert says, I actually get dirt from the property of a bank. Yes, that is awesome. Like if you're doing any type of money workings or money magics or financial success or stability, anything dealing with money, yes, using bank dirt. Using bank dirt is really good. Let's see, Melly. I have a box full of roses and seeds, and the seeds. Oh, nice, Melly. That's awesome. I love using roses. I love roses. Renee, way to go, Desert Siren. Oh, I hate this. I hate when my voice is being all, ugh. I sound like a frog. Stacy says, I love Yemaya. She's so protective and gentle. She is, Stacy, exactly. She's very gentle, but she's very gentle, very nurturing, but at the same time, she's like, just don't fuck with me and don't fuck with mines. Like, you know, she's protective over her children. She's protective over, you know, she's just very, like, she's like a mom, you know, very protective, very gentle. But at the same time, you mess with her kids, you mess with her children, it's on and popping. Let's see. Melly says, so funny because I spend time with San Juan de los Lagos today, giving her offerings and gifts for the new year. And here I see my goddess, confirmation. Thank you, Nina. Oh, you're welcome, Melly. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Oh, girl, I was doing so many workings yesterday. And then I was also doing a bunch of videos, and I was doing a whole bunch of stuff yesterday. Stacy says this is so beautiful. Oh, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I'm so glad. Global Decor says this is cool. How do I know which doll to get? Hey Global. Okay, so the dolls that the dolls that I make, I'll do a video of what I come out with, the ones that I have or the ones that I come out with. I have some mini dolls at the shop, and I only have one big doll left. I had did a video on my voodoo dolls that I had available at the shop, but 4 of them have found homes already. So right now I only have one left, and that's that really big, the big Lama Dama. She has like a heart right here. That's the one that I have left, and then I have my minis still, but I'm gonna be coming out with some more. So the way that you know which doll to get is when I do a video. If you're wanting one of my dolls, because there's a lot of dolls on the market. So what I recommend is that you kind of look and then see what you feel drawn to, and which doll you're wanting to get that you feel like she belongs to me. She has to come home to me. That's how I tell people that is how you should pick them. When you feel like that is your doll, then you need to get that doll, whether it be mine or from somewhere else. If you feel drawn, then yes, that's the one. Oh, Global, Happy New Year to you as well. Okay, so Global's asking how do I get a reading? If you're wanting a tarot reading, you can contact my sister Red Witch. If you look in this channel, you'll see some videos that say daily reading with Little Red Witch or with LRW. That is my sister. And she always gives her phone number, or she gives her phone number. She lets you know that you can contact us via Facebook on our Facebook Messenger. You can contact her that way, or you can text her on her phone number, and you can set up an appointment with her to get a reading done. She does 3 different kinds of readings, so you can ask her for whichever one it is that you're wanting to receive. And you guys can set up a time and everything to do that as well. Thank you so much, Trini. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you. Global says I need to know which deity doll I need. Global, if you have a deity that you work with, or even if you're still searching to know who your deity is, let's see. If you don't know who your deity is yet, and you're still searching for your deity, you can look into, at the shop we have books. I think it's called the Goddess book, and it has different goddesses in there. And basically, when you know who your deity is, it's like you feel like you're reading about yourself. There's so much that you will have in common with your deity. Like when I found Yemaya and she had came to me, I had started doing research like crazy because I didn't know who she was at first. I didn't know, I just had this dream. I had this vision. She had came to me. I had her name like implanted in my head. I did not know who she was until I started doing my research, and I felt like I was reading about myself. It's very weird because I hear that from a lot of people. When they find their deity, they feel like they're reading about themselves, or like they just found a part of themselves that they had forgotten about, or it's crazy because you are your goddess. You are a representation of your goddess or your god, or whatever the case may be. If you're wanting to connect with the divine feminine energy, you feel like you're reading about yourself. That's how you know who your deity is. Let's see. Maybe I'll do a video. Maybe I'll do a video of how to find your goddess, because we help a lot of people at our shop who come in who are new to the path, and they're wanting to know who their deity is or who their goddess is. And it's an amazing thing. It's a really good thing to know, and it helps you to get so much further in your path, and it's awesome, and it's important to know too. Let's see. Trini says, is there a certain dirt to use for Mary? Okay, so for Mary Laveau, she was very deep into Catholicism, which, like I had said, like I had spoke about in other videos, Catholicism is the roots is still Yoruban practice. The only reason why there's so many different saints is they're just depictions of the orishas. So what I would use for Mary Laveau, I would use church dirt for her. I would go to a Catholic church and collect dirt for her, to use for the consecrating of her. You could use that, or you could even go to, like, let's see, I was gonna say like a botanica and get dirt from outside of there, but that's the thing, is that you don't really know if there's a lot of botanicas that are around that are not good ones. So you kind of want to be careful if you know, or even if you do tarot reading or anything like that, Trini, at your home, get some of your own dirt, or if you have a garden or anything like that, use dirt from your own home if you want to use something like that. But yeah, that's what I would use when it comes to Mary Laveau. Global says the dolls look adorable. I just want to kiss it cause I'm so lonely. Can I sleep with it too next to me if I can get one? Yeah, Global. I wouldn't recommend with the large dolls, but the little dolls you definitely can. The only reason why I don't recommend the large dolls is because this wooden base, they don't come off of here. Like I attach them to the base because it helps them to be able to stand. But my mini dolls, yeah, you can definitely sleep with the mini dolls. They don't have a wooden base, so they're a little bit more comfortable to sleep with. Whereas, if the wooden base and, you're having it next to you and you accidentally roll over, it might hurt you. Oh, but I'm sorry you're lonely. That sucks. Oh, I'm sorry, Global. I know, Desert Siren. I got way too crazy last night. Way too crazy. Yeah, I was extra. I was so extra yesterday. Now I'm paying for it today because now I'm like, ugh. Okay, let's see. Trini says, during the consecration, can they be named? Yes, Trini, yeah, that is the perfect time to name them. During consecration, when you're doing this gazing into their eyes, even with the Mary Laveau doll, if you don't feel like that's what you want to call her, if that's what you feel you don't want to name her, and you feel that there's another name that's coming to you, you can go ahead and name her whatever it is that comes to you. It's really important that you have your own connection with them, because I'm only the creator. I'm not the one who is going to be working with her. That's going to be you. So you want to make sure that you have your own connection with her, and if she's communicating with you a different name that she wants to be called, you can go ahead and name her whatever you feel you would like. Yamaya is the water deity. I love the ocean, then that's maybe for me. Yeah. Yeah, Global. Yeah, she is the water deity, and the ocean is definitely a big part of Yamaya. So yeah, definitely do some more research, and if you feel like you're drawn to her, let me know, because I'm pretty sure I have I have a lot of blue left to oh, excuse me, to be able to make another doll, because this is the only, I don't, look at Armani in the background, see his eyes. I had only made one doll. I had bought a bunch of blue material because I wanted to make a Yamaya doll so bad. So yeah, let me know. I guess I'll probably make some more Hecates. I'll probably make another Hecate and another Yamaya. And if any of you guys are interested in them, after I get them done and ready, and I'll go ahead and post a video, and you guys can let me know if they're calling to you. I motivated you. Desert Siren says you motivated me though. Y'all, you're welcome. I'm glad. I'm glad. Well, I guess it depends on what I motivated you to do, because I was like, I was doing too much yesterday. I was like, I'm gonna cleanse, I'm gonna do spells, I'm gonna play drums and rattle shake with my hubby, and yeah, and we popped bottle of Moet. Oh my god. We were drinking tequila, and then all of a sudden we had that bottle of Moet, and then I just in the morning I was like, oh, my head. Yeah, we thought we were rock stars last night, I guess. Let's see. Global says thanks, so I will do that. I will do that. Wow, awesomeness. Okay, I am in need of it. I'm so glad, Global. This is the perfect time to work on you. It's the first day of the year. So definitely work on you, work on finding who your deity is, and I'm telling you, you are going to strengthen yourself in a way that you would have never believed. And it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be awesome. Okay. Trini says, okay, I will use my own dirt. Thanks. You're welcome, Trini. Global says, thank you very much. Trini says, thanks. You're so informative. Thank you, Trini. I'm glad. And I'm glad that you were able to view this video. And I hope you had, I don't know if you came back from your trip yet. I hope you had a very safe trip back home. I don't know if you've gotten home yet, but if you have, or if not, if you're still where you're at, I hope you have a safe trip home. Desert Siren, LOL. She said, I cleansed ritual and spell work. Awesome. Your husband was cracking me up. He was all happy. I know. Yeah, you saw him? Oh my god. Yeah, he was all happy that he was popping a bottle of Moet and drumming, and yeah. And then we didn't wake up until like 10, which is late for us because usually we're up at like 6:30. Sometimes he has to get up even earlier, so I need to have some coffee or something. Shit, I still gotta do a video with Red Witch. Hey, Erica. Let's see. Oh, in the morning. Okay, Trini, well, be careful, be safe on your way home. And let me know when you get there if the girls are waiting for you. I'm so excited for you. Let's see. The Amazing World of Mario. Hey, Mario. Awesome. Melly says, I'm a fire sign, but she is very soothing and calming for me. She is very good for emotions. Sometimes we work off emotions, and she is perfect if we need assistance to tame our emotions. Yes, that's very true, Melly. Very true. Oh, Dom's here too. Hey, Dominic. Oh, I'm so glad you guys joined me. I got the whole family. Where's your dad? I got Mom. I got Dominic, Mario. Where's Dad at? He's watching with Mom probably. Global. So am I a fire? Okay, great info. I will connect daily on here. You're welcome, Trini. Yeah, definitely, Global. We're always doing something different on here. Sometimes my sister Red Witch is on here doing readings. Oh, Dad's here too. He says hi. Hey, Joe. Sometimes my sister's on here doing readings. I'm usually showing different things that I came out with, different, if I created something, I come out with my creations. Or when I have a video request, I do video requests. I got a lot of videos that I do on my channel too, Global. So if you're wanting to stay connected, you guys can also subscribe to my personal channel, which is Nina Soul. And you guys can find me on there. I do a lot of different videos on there, and I'm going to be doing a lot of DIY videos in the future. Oh, Trini says, Oya is my deity, but haven't worked with her. Oh, you know what, Trini? I actually got a request to do an Oya doll. So I'm going to have to let you know once I create her and see what you think. I love working with different deities. Yamaya is my goddess, but I love to create, and that's the other thing that Yemaya represents. She represents creation. She's the goddess of creation. She's the fertility goddess. Fertility does not have to mean children. Fertility means creating creations, and you know, that's perfect for me. So that's how I connect with her, and we have a connection and a bond where she knows that me creating other deities does not mean that it's taking anything away from her, but I'm giving to others in a way that they have their deity there for them to connect with as well, just like I do with her. And it's something that we want for everybody to be able to do, because it's a wonderful thing. Dominic says, speaking of requests, don't forget herbs A to Z. I got you, Dominic. I'm gonna start an herb a day. How to work with it. The only thing is with Oya offerings taken to cemetery, and that's a lot, lol. Oh yeah, that is a lot. I know my sister has to do a lot of cemetery stuff too, but she goes to only one cemetery because it's where her family is buried. So she likes to go to that one cemetery, and it's not too far away from where between where she lives at and where I live at. So yeah, she has like a whole area where her family is, so she's able to go there and do whatever it is that she needs done. And her aunt is also buried there, and her aunt was a practitioner as well, so she has that extra boost, that extra power. Mario says that sounds good. Erica says nice. Dominic says you should. I will. I'm going to put in my video request book, my YouTube book, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna be going hard. So yes, the video requests definitely help me out. It gives me ideas, and I know what you guys are wanting to see. So yes, that is awesome. Trini says that's why I haven't worked with her. LOL. Trini, well, you know what? Maybe it's something that you're gonna need to push yourself in 2018. We're all gonna have to do stuff that we'd rather. It's easier to not do, but it'll benefit us if we do. You gotta think of it that way. You know, the benefits. It will. You know, it'll benefit you. Global says need special herbs to draw customers to my business. Okay, Global. Yeah, I can definitely go through that. Is there a certain way to use a Rose of Jericho? Trini, are you talking about with the doll or just in general? Oh, and you know what? Since you look at that, so all right, Global had just said need certain herbs to draw customers to my business, and then right below that, Trini mentions the Rose of Jericho. So I'm feeling like, Global, you need to get yourself a Rose of Jericho, and you should look into Rose of Jericho. Rose of Jericho is really good for bringing in clients, for business success, for prosperity, for abundance, and it's also a protective spirit. You would be bringing a protective spirit into your business to protect over your business while you're not there. Both ways. Okay, so Trini, with your see, with the Rose of Jericho, the thing is that you have to change their water every Sunday because you want to start the week off fresh. So you have to change their water every Sunday. Different offerings that you can give to your Rose of Jericho would be like sweet offerings. You can offer milk and honey. You can offer just honey if you have honey. Know that the Rose of Jericho is a fairy spirit. So fairies like sweets. They like sugar. They like sugary things. You know, they like shiny things. So what I usually do is I'll take glitter and I'll sprinkle glitter all over my Rose of Jericho. At the shop, we have our Rose of Jericho has blue and red glitter, because the blue glitter to represent Yemaya, the red glitter to represent Hecate, which is my sister's goddess, and Yemaya is my goddess. So we use colors to represent our deities, and that's what we use at the shop. Here at home, I use green to sprinkle onto my Rose of Jericho to represent financial success, abundance, and then and it's also my favorite color, so it represents me as well. And I like to use peridot. I'll take some peridot chips and I'll drop them onto my Rose of Jericho. I actually have a Rose of Jericho video on this channel. If you look, it's one of my, it's like way back, so you might have to go back a little bit. Excuse me, but I do have a Rose of Jericho video on here, so you can check that out. You can check that out. But the important thing is that you do change the water to your Rose of Jericho every Sunday. That's the most important thing. Do not keep it by a window because it will mold. Do not overwater it because you can drown the spirit. You only want the water to be up to the roots. So the roots are all you want to be in the water. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what else. You can offer coins to your Rose of Jericho. After, I want to say, I believe it's after 3 months that you leave pennies sitting in the Rose of Jericho water. You can take those pennies out and use them for workings because they become lucky pennies now. What I like to do at the shop is I'll actually trade pennies. If somebody comes in and says, oh, you know, I need a lucky penny, then they'll give me a penny. Sometimes they give me more. Just for 1 penny, they'll give me, you know, they'll trade $1. So we actually treat our Rose of Jericho at the shop like almost like a wishing well. You can drop your change in there to bring you financial success and stability. And we never take the money out. Any time that you offer money to a spirit, unless you're gonna do lucky pennies like how I do at the shop, that I'll trade them, but they have to give me something in order for me to give them something, because the spirits don't like it when you take away from them. They don't like that. So when you use money as an offering, don't ever take that money back. That money belongs to them now. Unless you're going to trade it, then you need to trade. You can't just give the pennies away and not give anything in return. Also, don't let anybody touch your Rose of Jericho. Only the person who owns it or the family who lives in the home is allowed to touch her or him. Don't let anybody else touch your Rose of Jericho. Also, with your dolls, don't let anybody else touch your dolls unless they are part of the family, if they're your kids or whatever. But don't let them play with the doll, and have them understand that this is not just a regular doll. You don't play with it like it's a little action figure or anything like that. You will make the spirit angry. Let's see, can Florida water go bad? Like if it hasn't been used in a while? No, Erica, Florida water doesn't go bad. It lasts forever. Like, I want to say forever. Yeah, it won't go bad because it has like alcohol in it. And the alcohol content helps it to like stay preserved. It's like a natural preservative. Let's see, how long to keep the rose. Put sugar and water. No, don't put the sugar in the water, Global. The Rose of Jericho will last, let's see, the last time that from the one that I have now, I had one before, but when I moved out of my old apartment, that's when I got a different one for this new apartment. And the old one, I still have yet to bury it. You can bury your old Rose of Jericho, or you can also cremate it. So you would put it into your cauldron. You know what? Maybe I'll make a video like that, because I have my old Rose of Jericho that I need to lay to rest. So I'll probably show you guys how to do a cauldron fire and burn your old Rose of Jericho, and then you would scatter the ashes. You could scatter the ashes outside just like you would a person. You know, when a person's cremated, you can scatter their ashes. That's the same way that you would get rid of not get rid, but you would lay a Rose of Jericho to rest after working with it. No, you don't put the sugar in the water. You would put, you would use a little, you could use like a little offering bowl. You know, it doesn't have to look like this. Whatever you have on hand. If you have a little glass bowl, you could use a little glass bowl. But you would put offerings in there and offer them to the Rose of Jericho. And make that, when you use an offering bowl for anything, you want to make that their permanent offering bowl. So anything that it is that you want to offer, you can go ahead and put it. The only things you can put in the water are crystals, coins. We also have dollars in ours, but the dollars will get wet. They'll start to break apart. They'll start to fall apart. But I mean, that's just, it's money that you're not going to be able to take out anyway. So it doesn't really matter that it starts to fall apart and everything. No, Trini, the sweet stuff is not in the water. So if you offer honey, milk and honey, or if you offer candy, or if you offer chocolate, anything like that, you would want to put it in the offering bowl and then just put it by the Rose of Jericho and let the Rose of Jericho know that that is for them. That is your offering to them, and to enjoy. You know, just like if you were serving, if you made a meal and you had friends come over and you served your friends, and you would, you know, put the plate in front of them and tell them, you know, enjoy. You know, same way that you would serve a Rose of Jericho. Oh, Melly says, no fear, Trini. You'll just might surprise yourself. Yes. Yes, exactly, Melly. Okay, Global says, okay, every Sunday. I think mine may be molding. Global, yeah, you're going to have to wash it. Wash your Rose of Jericho and apologize to it for forgetting about it, because these are spirits, so it might be a little bit sad or upset. Just let the spirit know that you didn't know, and now from now on you will be changing their water regularly. And the water in between, so say you changed your water on Sunday and you're gonna mop your floor, it's a Tuesday, you can take some of that water, some of the water from the Rose of Jericho. You don't need a lot. You could take a little bit and pour it into your mop water, and you can mop your house with it, coming inward. You don't want to go towards the door. You want to come inward from the door. You want to mop inward, and that would be you bringing in financial success and abundance, and financial gain. That would be you bringing money into the home. Let's see. Miss Drea, I never put sugar in it. Was I supposed to? No, Miss Drea. Yeah, you don't put sugar in the water. You would put it in an offering bowl. So and not just sugar, but you want to use like molasses or honey or syrup. You want to use sweet things. Oh shit! I just spilled water all over. You want to use sweet things. You don't have to just use just like sugar or anything like that. But if you feel called to use sugar, you can use sugar. Oh yeah, I'm glad, Global. Well, I'm glad that I'm helping you with some information. I'm expanding knowledge. Thank you so much. Whisper of Three says, I would also be very interested in a video about how to figure out who your goddess or deity is. Oh, awesome, Whispers of Three. Yeah, I'll definitely put that in my book. That way I can go ahead and make that video as well, along with the herbs, the herb one-on-one. Trini, I know, right, Melly? Okay. Erica, I've also been doing more research on Hecate too. Very interesting. Awesome, awesome, Erica. Yeah, you're gonna have to let me know if you found who your goddess is. That is awesome. Melly says, my Rose of Jericho has a white coating on it. It's not web, but it looks like snow on top. LOL. Oh wow, that's awesome. Yes, once in a while I'll get, yeah, okay, but the mold, when you start to get mold, it does kind of look more like a web. So that's crazy, Mali. That is awesome. I wonder if I feel like it might be a good thing though if it looks beautiful like that, like snow. That's awesome. Let's see. The Amazing World of Mario says, can you make a video focusing on how to find out your deity's goddess is? Yes, yeah, Mario, definitely, for sure. That's gonna be like one of my first videos I'm gonna do for, well, this year. Since this is my first video, but it's gonna definitely be one of the upcoming videos, I should say. Renee says, what should be used to wash Rose of Jericho? Renee, all I do is I use cool water. I have the water from the sink on cool, and I just take my Rose of Jericho out, and I'll kind of rinse it under the water, and if there's any little moldy spots or old glitter or anything, I'll just kind of clean that off. You want to be very gentle with it. You don't want to go, when you're washing it, because you'll notice that your Rose of Jericho will kind of sprout open like that, and most of the pieces of the Jericho, like the grain of it, will go a certain direction. You want to clean it with the grain, so you want to run your hand over it like that. Don't go against it, because then you might break off some of the plant. But if you go with the grain and just kind of let the water rinse over it. And I let the water flow over it for a little bit. I just use plain water and let the water flow over it, and that's how you would clean it. And if you want to do a cleansing, you want to cleanse it, you can just use sage, just to, keep the energy good on it. If it did happen to get moldy, you want to, cleanse it. Clean it and cleanse it. Trini, I'm enjoying this video. Oh, I'm so glad, Trini. I'm sorry, I know I'm keeping you guys for a while. We're already at 1 hour and 36 minutes. Oh my goodness. Wow, it's been a long discussion. Global says, okay, thanks. Great blessings and help. You should really write a book. Oh, you guys make me blush. Stop it. Melly, so am I, Trini. Oh. Let's see. Trini says, do I work it the same way with the prosperity doll? The Rose of Jericho, yes, you would work it the same way. Yeah, you would work it the same way. And that water, Trini, since you have the prosperity doll, that's the water that you would use as an offering to your doll. So when you change the water on a Sunday, Monday, you can make it your day to offer water to your doll. And then, again, Sunday, you would go ahead and, change the water of your Rose of Jericho. Let that water have a chance, at least a day, to sit with your Jericho, so that it infuses with that energy. And then you can go ahead and use some of that water to offer it to your prosperity doll. It'll work really good. Let's see. Dominic says, I second that. A book sounds great. Oh, thank you, guys. Keep putting it out there, because you might manifest it. Who knows? All of a sudden I come out with a book. Oh, thank you, Stacy. She says, Nina, you are an amazing teacher. Thank you, you guys. Aw, Mario, I would go for 1 hour more. You're such a sweetheart. Trini, okay, thanks. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, I got through all of your comments, and I showed you guys how to consecrate your dolls, how to work with your dolls. And, I will be doing some more future videos. And if you guys want to check us out, we are going to be going live on the event page. It's going to be on Facebook. If you type in Chicago Witches Ball, it'll take you to our event page, and me and my sister, we're going to be going live on there to announce, we're just going to do an announcement that we're looking for our vendors now for the next Witches Ball. The Witches Ball is going to be October 27th. Tickets go on sale February 20th. So if you guys are interested in hearing any of the information that has to do with the Witches Ball, you guys can go ahead and check us out on the event page. I'm going to give her a call. Hopefully she's still up and everything. I know she's still up. What am I talking about? She stays up until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm the one that's usually in bed by like 10. So I'm going to go ahead and give her a call, and we're going to go ahead and get ready to jump on to our live video on Facebook. So if you guys would like to join us there, you guys can check us out. We are going to be on the Witches Ball page, Chicago Witches Ball. So you go to your Facebook page, in the little search bar above, you would put Chicago's Witches Ball, and the event should pop up right there, and you can go ahead and get onto the event page, and you guys will be able to join us live, and we will see you there. Oh, you're welcome, Dominic. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for staying with me for an hour and 40 minutes. And I will see you guys at the next video. Blessed be.